Hello, good evening, and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight and next week, Wednesday, we're going to be playing a quick little two-shot of Mausritter in between Achtung Cthulhu and the restart of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. And I forget the giant, long, very important name. Once Upon a Time in the Old World. That's it. Joining me tonight is my fantastic crew of mice who can introduce themselves. I'll start with the person directly below me, Veronique.
I am Hyacinth, a troubadour, nervous, tan fleck mice with dyed fur.
Great. And Leon.
Hello, I am Avery. I am a beetle herd mouse, and I am reckless and brave. I have patchy tan fur and luminous eyes.
And finally, Nye.
And I am Caesar, the best name for a mouse. And I am a wall rover with a bow and like a fish hook, and I got an eye patch, and I am probably going to be the most badass character I have ever played in any Garblag game ever. In the game where we're mice. Yes.
In the game where you're mice and should probably avoid combat.
The one game.
There you go. The one game. Yeah.
I'm the Achilles of mice.
Before we get started, it would be remiss of me not to say, please like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and on Twitter. You can follow us there as well, and come over to the Discord and talk to us. All those very fun things. And for once, I don't need to remember to say it's a mature game played by immature players, because hopefully things won't be too gruesome. That really depends on the players.
We'll be nice. We'll be very nice.
Yeah. So, as we get started, you are all mice from the town of Barrelton, in what is known to you as the Barrelton Vales. And in the latter days of summer, Queen Fizzlewhiskers the 11th passed away gently in her sleep and was succeeded by her heir Fizzlewhiskers the 12th. The newly crowned queen declared a great feast and fete to be held to mark the success of her mother's reign and her own ascension to the crown. With that being said, being renowned throughout Barrelton as rather adventurous mice, where the rest are mostly settled mice, you have been called by the Vizier, Dahlia Winterholm, to come and meet her and discuss a matter of most importance. Now, to give you an idea of Barrelton, it is literally that. It's a town made up of 3 barrels that have been discarded at some point by the farmer. There's a half-cracked barrel, which is called the gate, because that's where you exit through. There's a horizontal barrel where the market is, where most of the housing is, where the guilds and trades mice also live. And then there's the vertical barrel where the artists and artisans are, where the villas of the noble mice sit, the Barrelton Senate, and the Barrelton Keep with the palace atop it, where Queen Fizzlewhiskers the 12th lives. That's also roughly, yes, Fizzlewhiskers is the best name for a region so ever.
Never more happy.
But yeah, that's where you find yourself, and that's also the palace area is where you've been called to by the Vizier.
Yeah, make our way over. Don't want to keep the Vizier waiting.
I think I'll be like kind of practicing my song for the fight. It's like 12 is the best, 12 is number one.
Do you like a song called 12 is number one?
I love it.
Okay.
I forgot to introduce my beetle companion called Gary.
Yes. Oh,
Gary
there you
is
go.
a rainbow leaf beetle.
It's
And
the
I will
best.
try and scurry along to keep up with Caesar, and Gary will scurry along to keep up with me.
It's a little train. Caesar's like, haha, we must go. And you're like, oh, okay. And the three roll fun. Yes.
As you're walking, can you tell me how, if at all, you know each other? Have you adventured out before? Or
I mean, in my case, I'm one of the troubadours, so they probably heard me at the tavern. Probably everyone knows me a little bit. I always come up with the silly songs.
everyone knows the 12 is the best song. That's just the current
Earworm.
hit favorite.
Yes, went to the top of the charts.
12
right
is
away.
number one.
Everyone is clapping their little paws to it.
Woo! Yeah! Well, as a wall rover, I imagine I would stop by the tavern and hear these lyrical masterpieces quite often. So yeah, and I think I probably would know Avery, because I don't know.
Like, I'd have seen you because I was just beetle herding, and it's
Yeah.
very boring, and I wanted to get away from that. And I wasn't very good beetle herding because I daydream and want to run away from it.
That's why you've only got one beetle there.
So I've only got one beetle left. And I saw you and you were this really cool wall rover, and you were like swinging on a fish line. I was like, I would like to do that. And so
Yeah.
I tried to follow you, and then I
And-
nearly fell off.
and
And then
I
I feel
like-
like you saved me.
But I also like the idea that Caesar likes hanging out with the pair of you because you guys have such, to him, very fun, relaxing lives. And he's like, I mean, sure, going out there, but like out there is dangerous. I've lost an eye already. Like, I kind of like the idea of just sitting back and
I
singing
like to
songs.
think that Hyacinth says that like she goes on adventures to like bring back songs that are amazing, but literally she just goes outside the barrel, just goes around and comes back in. So she's never properly been adventuring, but she has like a very vivid imagination to make people like she's able to make people think that she's been
that's
adventuring.
great. I love it. And but then most of them have never left the barrel, so they're just like, "Whoa, that's cool."
Yeah, in this case, that's absolutely true. Most people, other than the gatherers, live as settled mice inside Barrelton and probably never leave it because everything outside is rather unsafe and no one wants to leave their safe, settled homes.
Caesar's got stories, dark stories. That toad, man, just I can't even talk about it. Terrifying.
Okay.
Fun fact, toads do eat mice. It's a
Yes.
very terrifying thing to watch.
I've seen that actually. It was upsetting.
You're not
Hopefully,
playing mice to get upset.
No, I know. Sorry, I should have brought it up.
hopefully you'll avoid toad entanglements. Yeah, so as you make your way up, you're not really stopped by the palace guard. Seemingly they've been informed that you're coming. And once inside, you're ushered into a private room where this greyish brown mouse of slightly older mouse is standing waiting for you to arrive. Ah yes, thank you. You may leave us now. And beckons you in, and there are drinks and food on the table already.
I will definitely mosey over and just have a snack. What kind of food is it? Is it like Is it like nice foods that kind of like something you'd put out for like? Do we?
Double pawing it.
It's mostly mushed up grains left over from the stores, and with the odd bit of beetle or something similar in it that they keep as livestock animals.
I would grab a handful to feed Gary.
I was about to say if Avery never knew what happens to the beetles, he just like
just
it's fine. Yeah, they're going off to the big farm. Oh, the big farm, cool.
The big farm in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. They fly up there. We do talk to her. We're just stuffing our face.
Yeah. The Vizier says, "Thank you, all three of you, for coming so promptly. You are known far and wide in Barrelton for your exploits beyond the barrels themselves. And with the Fete and the feast nearby, I was hoping I could rely on you to assist Barrelton once more."
And Whiskers go limp. They're like, oh no.
Yeah, you're gonna go far from the barrel now.
Great adventure awaits.
Unfortunately, Queen Fizzle Whiskers has maybe overreached a little bit by declaring a 4-day feast with no limitations on food consumption.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, well,
It is, and it is surely a great and regal gesture on her part, but I personally fear for our winter stocks.
oh no.
So we're gonna go have to fetch more, is what you're saying?
Well, that would be the gist of what I'm asking.
Oh.
I would hope that you could source some food from the world outside for us to replenish our stocks, or at least shore them up before the beginning of the feast. How you come by them, whether you barter for them or forage or steal, is...
But what if I'm not back on time to play the song?
Well, if you're not back on time to play the song, there's also a good chance that we won't have food for the coming week after that. So,
And I guess everyone knows the song already.
It's
Very good
Hyacinth,
song.
it's fine. Don't worry. Guys, don't worry. The outside is scary, but you've got me and you've got still me. But that's okay. Don't
Gary.
worry. I know the best.
Gary
food
the
places.
beetle.
That's true. We got Gary. Gary's like on the table munching on some food.
Gary's very good at finding food.
That's good. Okay. Any particular requests for her queenship? Does she have any particular favorites she would like?
Whilst it may be a big ask, if you could bring back some less common food for the feast, it would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, any food you can bring back will shore up the stocks, but if you could bring back something exquisite and worthy of Fizzle Whisker's ascension, then we could possibly keep hold of the food in the stocks and present that instead.
Yes.
I had like 2 potfuls of food and I'm gonna just put it back.
Oh no.
Okay. How do we get the food back? Because that's
Should get some sort of...
Anyone got a bag?
Yeah.
No,
How
actually don't.
the hows and whys you go about this task I am assigning you are completely your own to decide. I would, however, ask that you be discreet in this matter, as not to potentially cause panic.
Of course. Yes. You know how to.
Yeah. Do you have a bag?
Well, as it happens, I do have a bag here.
Here's one I made earlier. Oh, it's really nice embroidery. Thank you.
Maybe we can
And,
put the bag on Gary.
She slides you a sack over that appears to be at least half full of pips.
Oh wow! Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Do we know of like any other mice settlement around, or?
So to give you an idea of the environment, especially the things you know, there just below you is an area called the Wall, which is literally the wall between the fields and the farmers' wheat fields. And if you follow the wall along around towards the stream and then back down again, there is a smaller mice settlement within the wall called Stonecrack. It's roughly, there's about 55 mice live there. It's a hamlet of sorts. They also have a little nearby village called the Fungal Farm, which does just that, grows fungus.
Okay.
By the way, who wants the pips?
I'll hold.
You're the strong one. You
I'll
keep
hold
the
on
pips
to them.
safe.
Okay.
So how many's that? If I just do a quick, like, the glance, like when someone gives you some money, you're just like, okay, not that much.
Have a look in your character sheet. And then...
Okay, I might have to close it and reopen it. Wait, let me see.
Oop. Sorry.
Do you think
There we go.
we should try and get some sort of wagon here, or try and get a wagon for where the food is going to be? Can we build a wagon out of food?
I think
Food
that would
wagon.
be...
Depends on the food, I suppose.
Yeah, that's very true.
Wagon wheels.
Yeah.
Oh
definitely.
god! And you find 4 wagon wheels. Yes.
We just get 4 Jaffa cakes.
That would
I
be a
still don't
worthy
have
feast.
I still don't have the pips. I
I
mean, I can just put them in.
No, if you have a look, I added a pip purse to your inventory.
Oh wow! Oh boy, that's a lot more than I have. I'm feeling like Cynthia right now when I got handed the money. I'm just wow.
Like open the case. It's like. "Ah."
Yeah, I should carry these. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's 75.
Yeah.
For context, we roll like a
I have
D6 at
one
the start.
tip.
I have 5.
Yeah. So,
I imagine
well,
all
maybe
3 of us look at the bag and we're like,
run through the system quickly for the people at home so that they have an idea why this is such a big deal. So, as Nye said, when you generate a character, you roll 1d6 for your starting pips. And pips are they're money in this case. But they also, in a way, equate to XP, because the more treasure you bring back, like first edition D&D, the more experience you'll get. You'll basically get it on a one-to-one basis of the value of the treasure you bring back.
What you're saying is we can stay there and level up.
No. Second level is 1,000 XP, so you'll you'll really have to put some effort in.
interesting. Okay.
Where's the nearest mouse casino?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Welcome to the Stonecrack Casino.
Whiskers always wins.
And then you end up with minus 1,000 pips, and as a
Zero.
Getting
level
chased
0
by a loan
character.
shark.
And then they
But
send a cat after you to collect.
yeah,
That's who runs to see a cat sitting on a pile of pips.
the characters themselves have 3 stats: strength, dexterity, and willpower. You roll 3d6 and keep the 2 highest results. So that means you'll be anywhere from between 2 and 12. But it is a d20 system. So you're gonna, if you have to make saves or tests, you'll be rolling a d20 and trying to roll under that number.
Okay.
Combat is a bit different as well, as attacks always hit. And then you roll the damage for the attack. But HP in this case counts as hit protection. So that's sort of your first buffer against being grievously injured. And then after that, it'll start eating at your strength.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does that, you could potentially pick up injured conditions and fall unconscious or maybe die.
It's hard being a
To-
little mouse.
Yeah, to give that some context, you also roll 1d6 for your hit protection at character generation.
I got 3.
That's where I got my 6.
Oh, well, that's good at least, yeah.
So I may be poor, but I'm healthy.
Yes, that is very true.
There you go.
I'm rich, but very, very low in health. Well, half. Anyway. Okay, too. Well, I do like Avery's idea of getting a wagon because if
Is
we've
Gary
got our
big enough to like hitch something?
You could potentially get a wagon and but who's gonna pull it?
I look at
No,
Gary.
it's like Gary.
Gary is too
And
small.
Gary.
I like
I
the
was
idea
hoping you'd say that.
That, well, I like the idea that Lewis is like, who's gonna pull it? And we're all like, Gary.
Gary,
It's like, oh,
Gary.
okay. I mean, you guys, could you have to put on the Beatles just sitting there like,
Well, who's strong? I'm not very strong.
I have 9 strength, which I thought was not a great roll, but and now I think it might be. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's an okay roll.
And eights. We could all pull the wagon.
We could. Well, I mean, yeah, we
But
can all
push and
it.
pull, like all 3 of us.
Yeah,
With
exactly.
Gary in the wagon.
I think the rationale for the wagon is the idea that we can put more food, because I think if it's just us, we'll just be like carrying like the stuff and that'll take
Yeah.
forever.
If we
Yeah.
need food for the village, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Right. I think we should go meet the wagon salesman and then
Well, does a Vizier give us a wagon to bring back the food? Or?
The Vizier pretty much hands you the money and goes,
Okay,
sort
go do
things
that.
out yourself.
Okay.
Because you get the impression that the Vizier is trying to not be too directly involved.
Mhm. Oh, I
As
get.
the-
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they're sort of trying to use back channels to
yeah.
correct one of the new queen's oversights without her finding out about
The
it.
first decision is terrible.
I love. I do
If
love
half
that concept.
half of Barrelton starves during winter, that won't be a great start
Yeah, it'll
to
be bad for her legacy.
Fizzle Whiskers
I
Ray.
love that concept though, and we're gonna have a big feast. Yeah, that's a great idea for 4 whole days. Bit longer than I was thinking, and it's all you can eat.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
I think my number 1 hit got to her head a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. I
Alright,
need
let's
to
go to the market.
Yeah. Okay. While we're heading there, where do you guys think we should go? I mean, I've traveled many lengths and breadths of Barrelton's exterior, but I don't know. I've never really thought about the food before. It's more about the finding.
well, in
Like
this
crafter.
case, Caesar, you probably know the most about the environment because
mind.
you've been out there the most.
Okay.
But obviously, I'll share it with everyone.
Yeah. of course.
So out to the north from Barrelton, you'd be crossing a stream. There's a stepping stone bridge across it, which is an obstacle in itself for mice. Then you come to an area called the meadows, which are just that. They're occasionally grazed by very large, scary animals that mostly don't hurt anyone. But there's also an ant colony there called Antillion. And they're fairly friendly as long as you have things to trade with the ants themselves.
And ants are sapiens? Like they're like if we go up to them and say hello, they go hello.
The ants are, in this case, there's some insects that aren't entirely sentient, or you can't understand them. You can't really understand ants, but there's a mutual
We can mime
friendliness
and,
going on. And they will.
We give seeds. They go, they're giving us stuff. We should give them. Okay, I like that. That's nice. All right.
Beyond that, there's the orchard.
Ooh.
Where the apples are grown, and that's a bunch of massive trees with lots of apples. And there is a ancient legend there about there once having been a great empire of mice within the apple orchard.
Okay, we know where we're going.
Yeah, we can.
And that's okay. That's
nice,
that's also sort of the origin legend of Barrelton. They claim to be sort of like the Romans fled Troy and settled in Rome. They claim to be descendants who have fled from this ancient empire of mice within the orchard.
Or the successor of that.
Yeah. Successor of the great Treeton. We are now Barrelton.
So below you to the south is the wall. There is a very nearby gap in the wall called the Gap. There you go. And within the wall's domain, if you follow the gap down, you come to an area called the Harvest, which is massive wheat fields. But the problem with that is that it is quite dangerous because the wheat is practically like a giant, very dense forest for you. And for the people at home, there is a creature who is said to roam there called Herald.
Let's go to the apple trees.
Yeah, I like.
And then, obviously, the opposite side of the wall, if you follow it down, you have Stonecrack and the fungal farm.
Yep.
And then across the water from there, there's also wildflower fields.
Okay.
Which is just that, a bunch of wildflowers. And then the pool. And the pool is a sought after place for adventurous mice because they have boaters, which as in boater insects, which the mice do like to eat.
Okay. I think
so there's plenty of places you can find
the
food.
orchard has stolen our interest, but who knows?
That's fine.
Maybe I'll find like ancient texts that I can turn into songs.
Yeah. You find
because I have a feeling that if we start in the winter, my number one hit is not gonna last.
No. Okay. Right. I'm loving this idea. Okay. Should we? Oh, that's a good question. Is the wagon gonna make it across the bridge though?
What if It's a wagon boat.
Yeah,
And then
basically,
we
Sled.
can float it.
you'll have to come up with a way of getting it across there. As a wagon, it would be difficult to get across there. The stream is just that, a stream, but for you little mice, it's might as well be a giant river.
How about this? What if we go across the bridge without the wagon for now?
Yeah, we
We
leave
swing-
it there.
Yeah, we swing by the ants, and we have a little chat with them, see if they can help us out. Because ants, they're very friendly,
Industrious.
They could
industrious. Yeah, they're
carry
very-
things.
Exactly, and maybe this could be like a nice mutual, friendship thing, and that's gonna look good
Do
for
we
the queen.
know if the ants recognize pips as currency?
They
Is it valid currency
probably
for them?
they probably don't, and they're more likely to gonna want to trade something that will be useful for their colony.
Okay, yeah, but then if we're finding food that perhaps we could kind of go up from, so like if we go to the orchard and it's like, oh, okay, this is way better than the stuff we could find in the meadow, we could maybe do that. So bring them stuff. It's like, hey, can you help us move this stuff for, I don't know, some seeds or something?
I think we should probably get going, and
Yeah,
we'll find
totally.
out along the way.
Yeah, we end up dying at the bridge.
So each hex in this case, but sort of each stretch that you pass through is gonna take you about 6 hours,
Oh wow, okay.
which is like a watch.
Okay.
The map
so-
that you can see that the people watching us can't see is not to scale, is what I'm indicating with that. But the hexes are.
Okay, so how about we say this then? We go out, cross the bridge now, because I think if we buy the wagon and faff about with that, it's going to take too long. And as I said, if we go to the bridge and we can't even cross it with the wagon, then we're just going to be leaving it there. And then once we're across the bridge, that would be 12 hours. Am I right, Lewis? Is it entering
so-
each hex is 6 hours?
yeah.
Okay. We
So
can make
it's
camp
gonna
then.
crossing each hex is 6 hours. So crossing the bridge would take you 6 hours into the next hex, and then crossing that hex upwards to, for instance, Antillion or whatever, you'd arrive 6 hours after that.
Okay.
So basically, you can do 4 hexes in a day, but you also need to rest and eat and things.
Of course. Yeah, let's head for Antillion then.
Okay.
Tally-ho!
We have what we need. Okay.
Yes, because I think
Do you want any more supplies or anything before you leave?
I'm fine if anyone else wants to pick up stuff. That's
Well, I have
totally
like
fine. by me.
rations for 3 days, so
Yeah, we should be all right.
We're going out for food anyway. We will find more delicious food.
You
No,
can
but if we
also
find
forage.
those food-
We'll find food, have hearts, and whiskers. Now wiggle my whiskers. Can't really
Like my
whiskers.
whiskers were kind of like like
Yeah.
Yeah, someone said they caught a fish once in the stream.
Oh, yeah, I've heard massy. You've never seen a fish before, though. They're these
I've never
great,
seen a fish.
massive beasts. Once in a blue moon, someone says they can take one down. I like this is the conversation. I so want to be on a fly on the wall for mice having conversations like this. Yes, there's the great sky beast known as a crow that will come down and take away.
By the way, these are all actually creatures that you
Are
could
they?
encounter.
Oh, I'm so happy.
So-
Okay, so yeah, we're heading to the bridge.
Yeah, you walk out of Barrelton, which is a momentous occasion anytime mice leave Barrelton. The guards at the inner part of the gate nod at you as you walk under the last broken bits of barrel out into the sunlight of a new day as it is morning. The grass is high and still a bit wet with dew from early morning dew. The sun is shining on your faces, and the world around you looms out to all sides.
Okay, this is real this time. Okay, 1 point from the other. We can do this. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Don't worry. You've got me. That's all you need. I'm the greatest adventurer there is.
We have Avery and Gary too.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, yeah. You guys, yeah. Of course. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys.
Hooray.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we will succeed. It's a lovely sunny day.
So
We
I
have songs
picture
to
like
keep
you
us company.
guys are kind of pulling the wagon in front and I'm pushing in the back.
I thought we didn't get a wagon, did we?
We didn't?
No,
Because we said no, because it's not far, like the stream is not far enough that it makes sense to get a wagon. You're right. Now that I see
Yeah.
the map, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, and also, as I said, we might struggle getting across the stream itself. I think, yeah, it's fine.
Two
We can-
episodes of you trying to get a wagon.
Yeah.
across the
Once we work out what we're doing, we can go back and get the wagon. It's exploration, and as you know, explorers often leave unprepared. At least that's how I do. Anyway,
That's how Caesar rolls.
yes. Staring at his like scars and missing eye and
Explains a lot about
Yeah.
Caesar.
There's
Feel
literally 8 of
free
us.
to move the token towards the bridge, just so that I can see if you can move it. You should be
It's
able to.
pause.
Oh
It's
yeah, I
pause.
keep. Why do I always do that?
Right. Let's see.
Because every
Hey.
GM always does that. If
There you go.
hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
And-
Okay.
Disappeared now.
You've-
Oh, it zoomed in.
find yourself before what is, for very small mice, massive great rocks that sort of lean out over this very large, very deep looking stretch of water. That you can see the water rushing by. Occasionally there's a leaf that whizzes past.
It's more water than I've ever seen in my life.
It's an impressive sight. Takes your breath away. Literally, if you fall in there, it will steal your breath, and it's quite bad. So don't worry, we'll be fine. We're gonna cross. Right, how's everyone? Everyone should stretch. Do a bit of stretches. Stretch your leg muscles, because you don't want to.
Whiskers.
Yeah, stretch your whiskers. don't want to get a cramp while you're trying to get across.
As you're
Oh,
preparing to approach the bridge, you notice two creatures roughly the same size as yourself
Oh no!
standing by the bridge itself.
Caesar, do you know them?
Possibly. Are they mice? I have no idea what they are.
I'll chuck you lot up there as well.
Okay, interesting. Like Nye is confused what they are. I'm usually good with animals. Okay.
Are they
They look like
fish?
ferrets, but ferrets would be much bigger than us.
Yeah, and also a lot more
They're-
terrifying.
Roughly the same. Well, they may be even a little bit smaller than you, but they appear to have spears in their hands and helmets on,
Okay.
and they're sort of leaning against them, talking to each other until they notice you.
I know,
Go.
Caesar. I will sing them a song.
Yeah. Yes. We shall. Let's go forth and meet our fellow kinsmen. Because I think it says Hyacinth is like, do you know them? Like Caesar's ego is gonna be like, of course I know them. Like, and in his head he's like, no,
I've
do I
met
have
them
no
many
idea?
times.
I
Of
probably
course.
like want to put my weapons away and just pull out my little. I think it's a lute. I guess I have.
Whatever
Aw.
musical instrument you want.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay.
It's
Yes.
yeah. as you step forwards, loot in hand, the first one goes, look, it's some mice and a beetle.
We're a traveling band.
And the other one goes, halt, who goes there? As if by rote, as if that's something they've been taught to say. And
have you ever heard our number one hit? It goes like this: 12 is the best. 12 is number one.
Who's what? Why is 12 number one?
It's
Clearly
all
not
the rage.
Sort of look at each other, and the first one goes, they're mice. What are they doing out here?
We are on.
I was asking that. The other one.
Yeah. We are on a noble quest to seek.
We're a touring band. We're a
Yeah.
touring band.
To seek songs.
And bring songs.
Yes. Here. Yes, exactly. Can we cross?
Well, at the moment, the bridge is currently under the control of the Shrewd Company. You may cross by by paying the toll.
So what's your toll, troll?
Well, what is the toll? I don't know. What have you got?
I've got a song in my heart.
I'm not sure the company captain will accept that.
Will you accept pips?
Do we accept pips? I think we accept pips. Yes.
Okay. Well, and what I'll do is I'll open the bag. I think we've got 3 pips in here, and these 3 pips could be yours.
The first one looks like they're going to accept straight away, and the second one goes, ask them for 6. 6 pips. It's 6
Well-
pips.
When we get back, you'll have 6 in total. If that works.
Yeah, 3 going in, 3 coming back across. That makes 6. This is my
And
high
12 is number one.
Yeah, don't say that. Oh wait, 6 plus 6 is 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have 12 pips.
In your heart.
In your heart.
But how much will we have in our hand? Will we have 6 pips?
How
about-
many hands do you have?
He's got 2 as well. 4 hands.
All right, 4 is a good number. You'll get 4 pips. Final offer. I'm so happy.
The
I'm
shrews look at each other for a moment and go, I think it'll be all right. Yeah. Okay then. Yes, 4 pips is acceptable to the Shrewd Company.
How many people are in the company?
Well, there's our good selves, and then there's the captain, and then we are a mighty mercenary band of shrews.
All right, okay.
3?
There's
I
Your-
think what
your
you're
mum's
doing is
in
called
it.
extortion.
oh there's
I don't wanna
there's
hurt
my
them.
mum as well, so that's
Oh no,
4.
I can't hurt him now. Too cute.
Hang on, I wanna huddle with Hyacinth and Caesar. Maybe they can help us carry things across the bridge. And back.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If we can get things here,
Yeah.
because that should be part of the
So
toll.
let's give them 1 pip per paw to get across. And then we'll figure it out on our way back.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I like the sound of that. Yes. Okay. So I will. Right. Team huddle. Yes. Great. Okay. So here, and I will reach into the bag, and I'll make it look like I'm reaching very deep into the bag, like I don't have a lot, and I will pull 4 pips out, and I will put them in. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I actually like the idea of putting one in each of their hands.
Yeah.
So they have to put the
Mark
spear
4.
down. Oh.
Yeah. Mark 4 Pips off, and then you see them sort of struggling with these spears to try and put them somewhere so that they can accept Pips in both hands.
Oh, it's amazing.
Are you based here all the time?
The bridge is a newly acquired territory of the Shrew company.
So, what do you guys do when you sleep, though?
Well, then, Reg's mum usually stands guard.
And if we cross the bridge, is there anyone on the other side, or is it free access to get back across?
What do you mean? You
We'll
have
cross
to
that
pay
bridge
us
when
to-
we get there.
Yeah, exactly. Smart
Literally.
words. I see. Yeah. All right.
And
it's been,
yeah, the first
Good
one
doing
sort of
business with
looks behind him at the bridge and goes, huh.
Oh god, I'm giving them ideas. That's the worst thing I could have done.
Yeah, shut up.
I love the idea that they've never even
Like,
crossed
the best
bridge.
thing is to confuse them.
Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you, fine gentlemen. We shall be crossing the bridge now. Hope to see you again soon.
Be careful though; it's very slippery. The Shrewd company is not in charge of maintenance or eligible for any accidents that might occur on the bridge itself.
But of course, don't worry, we're professionals.
It's like the Shrew company sell life insurance or something.
Like we have the constant awareness to do.
What's
Oh.
life insurance?
Reg's mum patches us up when we scuff our knees.
All right, let's go.
All right, okay. They'll be like the scariest things we find in this world. Just the Shrewd company.
Yeah. So then the bridge itself, as you pass beyond them and attempt, well, the gaps in between the stones are pretty far for a little mouse.
Okay.
And probably for a pair of not quite fantastic shrews.
Can we help each other across?
You can, yeah.
How many stones are there to cross?
5.
Oh, okay, more than. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, right. It will have to be helping across. Is there enough? Is the distance small enough that one of us could attempt to get across and then kind of lean out to grab the others?
Yeah.
I'm probably the best one to go across first.
Okay.
Whoever's gonna jump across, you can give me a dex save.
Yes, that
I
will
have
be me.
a 6-inch pole.
So-
A
Yeah,
pole vault.
you could.
Oh.
Then you can roll a dex save with
Do
advantage.
you want to give me the pole roll?
Yes. you
Yeah,
can have
because
the pole.
I'm a good pole jumper. I'm feeling it. Do I have an advantage or something for jumping
Yeah,
with a
you
pole?
can roll with advantage then.
Oh yeah. You're
Yeah.
Super,
Yeah.
Super well.
There you go. They both passed. That was, yeah. Yeah.
And I can probably
You
add
use the pole to sort of vault yourself over. If you want, you can keep the pole as you hop over, or you can leave it behind you as you sail through the air.
No, I'm gonna hang on to it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
once I've made the jump, can I help my fellow mice using having them the pole?
Yeah, you could extend the pole out
Yeah.
and try to catch them.
Okay. Right. Do you want to go across next, Avery? Okay, pat him on the shoulder a bit.
Yeah. I can do this.
All right. And do you want me to grab Gary? I'll jump
Gary-
across with Gary.
Gary can fly.
I forgot Gary could fly. Yeah, I like the idea that
I was
Gary doesn't
wondering when
fly
that.
often.
What? Yeah.
It's like a drone.
Yeah, I like through the whole Shrew exchange. Gary just went over to the other end of the bridge, just like fuck this.
Gary's just waiting for you there. Hey.
Okay, hang on. I can do this. I can do this jump. I'm not stalling for time. while I
You
plant my character
can
sheet.
roll with advantage as well because Hyacinth is going to catch you with a pole or poke you in the face as you fall into the water.
You'll be okay. You got none to worry about. You got
Okay, here we
this,
go, here we go.
Avery.
I'm gonna run. Ah! Jump.
Oh, thank goodness
Yeah.
you had that advantage.
So you're
This was a hand grab for the other paw. Ah.
as far as Avery's concerned, you are sailing through the air. Unfortunately, your sailing appears to be going rather more vertical than horizontal. But you just managed to scramble onto this pole and clamber your way up.
All right, now time for Caesar. Gonna make a bit of a show of it. I'm gonna fail, but I don't care. I'm gonna make a bit of a show of it, like stretch, and I'm gonna just run. Yeah. Well, I can use the hook, but I want to save that because that might come in use for gathering food and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just jump. And do I get advantage for this as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Because the others will grab them.
Yeah.
Advantage, disadvantage. Thank goodness I got the advantage as well.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Caesar rolls his neck out and stretches, then takes a big run up, leaps through the air and slips as you push off, and you're flailing forwards. But two sets of arms, well, one pole and one set of arms reaches out to grab you and pull you over to the other side.
Oh, must have been that old centipede wound that I got a couple days ago.
It's probably because you have no perception of that.
That is also true.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping me out here.
Caesar, as you pull yourself up, you just sort of, because you're still sort of hanging there, you just sort of notice a slight fin going through the water, as if it thought it might have a little snack,
Yeah.
but
Caesar's just gonna be like,
you got away
sitting
from.
God, I hope that's not a pike.
What's a pike?
Big fish.
There's a fish. We're gonna look over the side.
We
Try and
should
see if
really
it's
get
a fish.
across before we try to catch fish. Just
Yes,
saying.
definitely. Or the fish tried to catch us.
Most
Okay.
of the rest of the bridge seems to be fairly close together, so I'll just
Okay.
let you cross that. Like,
Yeah.
making you make 5 deck saves seems
Yeah,
like
that
I'm
is-
just outright trying to.
Exactly. Okay. The pole gets marked with 1 point of use then. Okay.
Yeah,
mark the
yeah,
pole.
mostly because of the amount of use it got then.
I'm gonna hand
Uh,
you over your bowl.
Thank you.
There you go. So, as you clamber up the bank at the other end, which is mostly mud, rather wet mud, as if it's rained quite recently, you pull yourselves over the lip into a wide meadow of rolling hills and very large overgrown grass,
Ah,
scattered with weeds and things like that as well.
do we have to be on that tippy toes to see up?
The grass is probably sort of above you even, and you can't even see that.
But it's not as dense as like the crops, so we can still like
No.
maneuver through it without
No,
much
yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like the largest blades of grass are taller than you, but most of it is either you could sort of move your way through it as well, and
Caesar,
it's
what,
not that thick.
So you're a guide, Caesar. Do you think we should talk to the ants? They're near, right? You said they were on the way.
Yes, I think we should make contact with the ants, see if they can aid us in our quest. If I'm being honest, while I wasn't going to tell the shrews about the food, I think the ants would be a good group of people to talk to. Yes. Okay. Right. Let's tally ho, and I will like point my longbow in the direction.
Okay.
You hear some rustling nearby, though, as you're walking through the meadows.
Big rustling or little rustling?
I'm gonna tell Gary. Gary, it's okay. Don't be scared.
Gary's like, I can fly. I don't know.
Do you think the fish followed us from the river?
No, I think we're okay about fish, but it could be something else.
I'm gonna ready my weapons just in case.
Just gonna arrow ready. We'll be fine. No, we won't, because the GM's just put us in a smaller screen, which means we're gonna meet something.
No, it just means you're walking through the meadows.
Okay.
But you can hear rustling as you're walking. Something is walking along, or some things are walking along somewhere nearby as well.
Should we call out and see who's there?
I was going to say no, but because you suggested it, I think I want to now, just to show how cool I am. I'm not going to say that aloud. I was just going through Caesar's head. Pair of you, just stay low. I'll summon them with my bravado, and I'll kind of walk a little bit ahead, just so like if it is something horrifying, it doesn't hurt any of us. And I'll say, show yourself if you dare. Face Caesar. But I imagine it sounds like little cute squeaking to anyone that's actually listening.
Somewhat harsher voice comes back, says, "You what, mate?"
Oh god. Okay. I said, show yourself if you dare. Gonna be like voles who are like
No, a creature slightly larger than yourself, but very similar in shape, steps out. He goes, "Who are you then?"
We're a traveling band.
Yes, I am Caesar,
Shout for
leader
fun.
of this band. And who might you be?
I am Snap, and this area belongs to the gut rats.
But it's okay because we're not staying.
Yeah, we're just passing through.
So what are you doing out this far then?
Well, we're a traveling band. We're traveling across like every mice town in the whole area to declare the new reign of 12. And like the song goes like this.
We all clap in unison. Yeah.
I like to think that we don't clap in unison.
Oh,
We're all
that's
slightly fast.
You all clap, but
And like Gary's startled and starts flying.
Snap
Yes.
looks at you. He goes,
Are gut rats like the Shrew company?
"The gut rats are a local rat gang."
It's good to have local things. It's better than...
We're intra-local. Yeah.
Don't like all that rat globalization that's going on.
Caesar, can you roll a will test.
Okay.
Willpower.
Interesting. No, I fail. 13. Jeez. I try and puff my chest up, but he looks at me like, I'm bigger than you, mate. It's like,
Yeah. He comes a little bit closer, and most of his clothes are rather dishevelled, and he's got a sort of jaunty hat that he has acquired somewhere, but that used to be probably rather fancy, but has seen very many better days.
yeah, like a
And
doll's hat or something.
He says, so if you're out here singing and dancing about some new mouse queen, king, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Queen Fizzle Whiskers 12. It's number 1 on the charts and in my heart.
If you're here telling everyone about that, surely you must be bringing some gifts or some such to the various.
Gifts of my songs. Yes.
Well, if you, okay, I don't know why I'm trying to be cocky here because I just failed the will save, but whatever, I'll be cocky. Well, if memory serves, it is for others to give gifts to the new queen, and I'm sticking with the hat and the closed eye because it makes you have to do this weird smile thing, and I like it.
Well, as it so happens,
That sword.
me and my good associates don't really have anything on us right now to gift to your queen, but it looks like you have plenty on you to gift to us.
You what, mate?
I'm regretting being cocky. Well, okay, well, that's fair enough. How about we say this, right? We'll pass through the area again. We give you something, which that's on the table. What we give you, and you help us pass through the area again. How does that sound? Oh, there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Well,
really stepped in that one.
I mean,
Oh,
we're always willing to accept a tribute to the Gut Rats gang to cover our overheads and various other business ventures. And
I think you suffer from bad branding, though.
what do you mean?
It's the Gut Rats. What's
The
wrong
Gut
with that?
Rats are renowned throughout this area.
It's the first time any of us have heard of them.
Probably.
Do you take? I'm trying to think what I have in my inventory that I don't mind. I'm not getting the pips out because then I'll be like, oh well, let's show us how many pips you have.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's the traveling caravans coming behind us with all the offerings for the
And the
old
rest
mouse
of the
kingdom.
band, because I can only carry my little guitar with me, so they have the brass and the drums coming.
Snap's eyes go wide at that. So
We're just the front
there's
people.
a rest of a band and a big old truckload of stuff
Things,
coming
yes.
behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're probably paying the Shrew company to get across right now.
They should just be across the river by now.
Mm-hmm.
But so they'd probably be able to pay all the gift money that you'd
Wow,
want.
I love that we're pulling the. My friend's got this card. Guy behind me.
They definitely got a caravan of hats as well. Very new hats.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
if we're literally.
I always like a snazzy
fake-
hat.
Yes, there's a lot of hats for the fight for the queen. Everyone
mean-
gets a hat.
There's lots of obviously guards with it as well, but they had to send the caravan across the river first, so all the guards are still on the other side of the river right now, and the caravan's probably just on its own. all of
By
vendors.
the river, you say?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you might
Avery.
have to negotiate with the Shrewd company, though. I think they have
Who-
they have a branding problem too, but you should get along.
Most of Barrelton's businesses have branding problems.
Well, I'll let one of you, preferably not Caesar, who didn't notice a bunch of rats surrounding you, roll a willpower test to sort of convince the rats
Should
that
I
they
try?
really need to be going down to the riverbank.
Oh, my will.
Which of us is the most willful? My will is
I
high.
have 10 in
Oh.
will.
I'm not me.
Okay.
Maybe I'm giving you. Did we confuse them enough to get advantage?
Oh, no. Okay, right, I've got another plan. That's fine.
I am not a convincing reckless brave mouse.
How
Looks
about- how about-
at you and go, nah, you're having me on.
Probably the bit about the hats that threw him off.
Train load of snazzy hats. It took me years to find this one.
It's a hat.
All right. You drive a hard bargain. We'll give you 4.
That's all our pips.
That's all our pips. The Shrewd company almost bankrupted us there, but you'll get 4 pips, 1 for each year.
Is he putting more rats on the map? I can't see.
Get the rest of the gang.
Stares at you for a moment and goes, all right, but I best not see you on Guts Rat's territory again.
No,
Do
we
you-
won't be
do
entering
you-
the square again.
Do you use pips as currency?
The rats will accept pips as currency. Yeah.
I think all.
Do you already have any pips on you? Do you see many
It's
pips
a universal.
in your
for-
line of business?
I have a feeling it's like the
Oh.
USD of rodents.
Yeah, like even if they don't personally exchange them amongst themselves, like if they meet other mice or other small woodland creatures, it's like, yeah, well, pips.
I'll have you know we're upstanding business members in the local society. We have plenty of pips.
I just realized what Leon effectively just asked. Leon just asked someone who's shaking us down, do you have any money on you? And I love the reaction of like, of course we do.
Well, of course we have money. What are you saying?
Well,
Duh.
I was thinking if he doesn't know what pips look like, I'm just going to give him some of my stats.
Genius. Oh,
But he probably knows what they look like.
yeah, I feel. Okay, right. I'll hand I'll do the charade of charade.
The
I'm
well
rich and really
practiced. Oh, there's nothing in the bag
And make sure
anymore.
nothing clicks.
Yeah, really like trying to move it as little as possible. Like, just managed to find the 4.
As you
bag.
pull 4 pips out of the bottom of the bag, like a whole heap of them spray. Spray. No. Yeah. They accept the 4 pips in payment, and then
But that's all our pips.
Snap looks around to the rest of the gang, goes, come on boys, and then one of the other ones sort of shoulders into you as they go past into the
That's
I
not
don't-
very nice for outstanding citizen.
Feel very emasculated.
and as they're leaving they're like silly mice paid us to walk across a bunch of grass.
Stupid.
Walking
I'm
around the
so
place
bad.
is expensive.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
Seemingly.
so badly wanted to
I mean-
be like stupid rats. They took 4 pips to go away.
But yeah, I random rolled both of those encounters, by the way, so you just
Oh,
got
wow.
shook down
Okay.
twice, but it wasn't my fault. Well, it was
Okay.
my fault, but indirectly.
Gonna get eaten
I
by a
love the
fish.
encounters so far.
Oh, it's
It's like
fantastic.
trying to get away with like just confusing them and paying them like
You get to the ads, and the first thing the ads go, "So, got any pips on you?"
They surround us.
I also like that they're just only barely competent at shaking down people. I think that really adds to the humor.
I think we're barely competent at walking around.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It's very much an unstoppable force meeting a very weak object.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes you the better part of the next 5 hours to cross the meadows.
And Caesar's all
Is
the while
there
like,
anything else you want to do in the meadows while you're there?
well, Caesar's obviously trying to regain his image by being like, yeah, look how scared they were
Are there
when
like
I gave them this.
some
pet."
edible flowers or
That's a good idea. Yeah, we could do a bit of foraging, like
Yeah.
on the way stuff.
Are you stopping to forage, or are you
I know, like,
effectively
kind of
just
on the way,
foraging on
like-
the run?
like
Yeah.
kind of like we walk maybe a bit slower to I'm seeing
Yeah.
something, I pick it up, you know.
Yeah, like when you see like wild raspberries by the roadside, and you're like, oh, cool, grab
Yeah.
one or two. Maybe
Otherwise you get like D3, but in this case I will say you can roll for it. Foraging feels like a willpower test as well, sort of looking for.
I roll it? Or-
Yep, whoever wants to forage as you're
Well,
walking along.
all three of us could. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's all up to you, Avery. Oh yes!
Okay, you get you find D3 rations
Found it, I
in
think.
this case.
Okay, and is it exclamation mark roll? Space.
/R space 1D3 should work.
Hooray.
Ooh.
Yes, 3.
So what you find is like a flower that has just started growing seeds, and there's still a patch of them on the inside within the flower itself, and you manage to recover 3 fairly good sized seeds and add them to your pack of rations.
We could use them for the Antillian, the ants. Maybe that can be a way to get the door open and have a chat with them.
Well, we'll see, because I feel we have a tendency to part with the things we have.
That is very true.
That we should maybe put a break on, if we can.
I
Because
do
we
like
might come back with less than we started.
that is very
with.
true. That is very true indeed. Okay, good point. This is why you're the brains. Okay. Yes, we shall sally for.
Let me just add some extra rations to Avery. You don't have a slot free, but you have an off-paw free, so you can carry them.
Got one under your arm.
What happens when you have more items in your inventory than you have slots is that you basically become encumbered and you can't run anymore, and all tests that you have to take are with disadvantage.
Could Gary carry the rations? Does
Yeah,
Gary have
sure.
space? Okay, so we could pop them on a little like knapsack or something that we've
Yeah.
carry.
So I
Do
have
you want
a
me to
feeling
swap
like
them
this
over to
use-
Gary?
This use is like being a
You
flying handbag.
Oh, just told him the things under his legs. Oh, it's I like
Yeah,
that.
you could like tie a bag of rations
Yeah.
onto Gary.
Place them on his back.
Or under his the carapace
Wing
over
shell.
his shell. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
right. On the inside, hidden away.
I don't think I like rats. Or I didn't like those rats.
No.
Yeah, but
they
I
were-
think
they
the
were-
shrews are so stupid that I could disguise myself as a shrew on the way back and say I'm the new boss. But
yeah, I
we'll
think
cross
you
that
could.
bridge when we get there.
Yeah. They'd considered crossing the bridge themselves, so I think we're in good stead for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, as you carry on throughout the day, the weather does appear. Oh, I've got.
It's looking like 3 out.
Can I move us to the Antillean?
You can,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna double check the weather as you get there.
Oh gosh. Oh no. It's raining. Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. But you're mice. Oh no.
Oh, I was gonna roll 2d6. Sorry. No, it's all right. It's cooled down a bit
Okay.
throughout the afternoon, but other than that, the weather outside is still fairly pleasant.
So, Hyacinth is puffing up her fur, and you can tell that underneath it's a different color. She's been
Aw.
dyeing her fur.
I love that. That's great.
She's not a natural blonde. She's got a mousy brown underneath.
No. We will of course stay quiet. We'll notice it, but then we'll just be like, it's not polite to. Okay, ants, be friendly, please.
I feel
yeah.
like Gary should stay behind me. I don't know if ants will like a beetle.
Well, they might like a beetle, but
You might like a beetle too much. I think is another possibility. Oh, thank you for the meal. No, Gary's
Gary's meant to stay with us. Yeah. The ants. You see a couple of ants off in the distance as you're walking up to the anthill, and then you come across this rather tremendous mound that they've built, almost like a termite mound if you were a person or something larger than a mouse.
Wow, that's
But
grand.
for a mouse, it looks like a fairly big construction. And yeah, it's swarming with ants coming to and fro, bringing in seeds. And a couple of them spot you and start
Caesar, they're rich.
chittering over.
Mm-hmm. I think this would be good
They're
to
food
deal
rich.
with them. Yes. Okay.
The ant sort of looks at you. All of you. And then sits back, waiting to see what you're going to
Can they-
say or do.
Can they understand like visual cues, or is it just we hand food, they hand something back, or can they interpret what we're doing?
There's they can.
Okay.
There's a sort of loose. They're not,
Chatty.
they don't understand your language, but they do understand that you have a language and that you can exchange ideas with them.
I'm
Basically,
gonna wave.
the ant lifts one of its legs up and sort of shakes it a bit,
Oh, that's lovely. Okay.
and then snaps at you, excited, like, "What's going on? What do you want?"
Okay.
I'm gonna do the clap clap.
It claps again with its mandibles.
Okay. Of course, they're just going, because I'm just having too much fun. Okay. Right.
I think like right now we don't really have anything to freely like trade for them to help or anything. But so they know we're friends when we come back. Maybe Avery, you could give them some of the things you found.
Yes.
Just so we're making friends for the way back.
The seeds from under Gary's carapace that we're storing now. So,
Yeah.
Is
All
that
of them,
fine?
or
It was only yeah.
there's 3.
That's a good gift. Yeah.
Yeah. The ant looks at you for a second,
Okay.
and then accepts it, and then as he picks up as the ant picks up one of the seeds, a couple more ants come and pick up the other one, and then another ant joins them, and as they go away, that ant sort of chitters happily to you.
I'm gonna try to like mime that like we're on our way and we'll be back.
Can we see the orchard?
Shouts it slowly and loudly.
Well, is the orchard in sight? Because we could maybe point to that.
You can see above you, sort of like reaching up to the sky as if they're mountains in the distance, these giant trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're kind of I'll point there.
Yeah, we're
And
kind
then,
of
like,
gesturing
us.
like we're going there. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
You-
it's just like
Strong.
the answer just like, we don't care. You've given us seeds. Like we've won in our opinion.
like
They didn't even ask us, we got shook down.
we're going to fetch food and we're just losing more and more and more along the way.
I mean, at
A
least
big
this was-
burly ant comes up and goes, "So you got any pips?" Yeah, no, the ant sort of looks around at the orchard and chitters again. Maybe roll a willpower test to see if you've got the message, the entirety of the message across,
Oh gosh.
that you're going there and coming back.
Oh, so close. Yet so far. You guys can never try if you want, but I don't know. I guess we were all
I'll try.
mining, so yeah, it's worth it. Oh. My gosh.
Give it a go.
Really got-
There
Oh
you
my
go.
goodness,
Avery
Avery.
clutches it in again.
It's because I hang out with a beetle all day.
Yeah.
The first sort of goes, Caesar and Hyacinth are trying to convey the message. The ant seems to be understanding, but then sort of snaps its mandibles again, and another ant comes up. This one looks a bit leaner than the other ones, and it converse with each other for a bit. And then the ant goes over to stand with you lot. And then Avery is explaining away, and the ants talk to each other briefly, and the other one leaves again.
Okay. I
I
think we.
worst case scenario, they'll understand when we get back.
Yes, we'll bring back an apple, and they'll respect us,
Yeah.
and we can say this is ours. But if you help us get more, you can have one.
I don't think they're that
If you help us get 20, you can have one.
If we get 4, if we get 20 apples, I think we
You'll
will have
feed
saved-
the yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we could spare a few more. Okay. All right. Wait.
Well, let's not sell the apples we don't have yet, because I mean we're not doing very well now.
No, that is very true. We probably shouldn't risk it too much. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we'll head off, unless.
It is also. Let's see.
Oh, it
wait.
is.
So
And a
yeah, you've
friendly
travelled.
square.
That is true.
Travelled about 3 or 4 squares now. You still need to eat and rest.
Yes.
Okay.
If we go like, are they gonna understand that they're all gonna like carry us off to be eaten or something?
Please
horrible?
don't eat us. They're our friends. They're not going to eat us.
The
Sleep on an anthill.
other ant calls his friend back, the one that was almost going to go
Interpreter.
with you, and they sort of converse, and then a bunch more ants come and they start picking up leaves and things and building a kind of makeshift little
Oh,
nest for you to sleep in tonight.
Aww.
that's a lovely square. We should hang here.
Okay.
Well, I did say they were vaguely friendly. They just don't quite understand you.
Yeah, I like that though. That they're just like, oh, we come with? No? Yes? No?
No,
Okay.
no.
We don't realize they're making
okay.
a salad and we're on top of it.
Yeah. And then in the night you'll wake up and there'll just be a bunch of ants looming.
But again, it's not hostile. They're just like, hello. This is
Hello.
What we do. Hi.
Yeah. Are you sleeping? Is everything okay? Do you need more leaves?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna eat some of my rations
Yeah.
and have a rest.
have a
So-
little basin.
As it cools down a little bit more and the sky starts to go dark, you settle in to nibble at your rations. You can make a little makeshift fire if you want and sit in your ant-built little tents.
Be undercover away from the owls. I heard about owls. Apparently
And
they're
all-
bigger than fish.
And all the gangs and companies and bands.
Want you the band?
Dangerous place.
We should have a fireside sing song about our adventures so far.
Can I sing a little song for the ants, like a little music?
Yeah. You can, yeah, sure.
Oh, I hope it's a good song that they like.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one
The-
song you could sing.
As it is, the ants come and check on you every now and then anyway, as they're sort of still scurrying about.
That's a question. Because they do have a queen. If we try and mime new... Well, no, then how
That's
mime
a
new
complex thing.
You queen.
queen? And they're just the guy
Wait, and
like,
then you.
oh no, that would scare them. You're gonna kill us.
They're here to kill the queen.
There's
Yeah.
ours. They killed their queen. No, we didn't kill anyone. Oh.
Timing is hard.
Mhm. Been some very bad rolls. Yeah,
That's
are
your
you
best
singing? Well, for you mostly, but there are also nice encounters on the list.
Yeah. Actually, I think while the shrews were...
I did say
They're
I was
alright.
playing a little music for the
Yeah.
ants.
The ants seem to be quite happy to. They sort of take turns to come and listen to it, as they all have jobs to do, and
But maybe like the
they've-
working ants have like more
Yeah.
pep in their step.
as they come back with bits of food, you see 'em
little
bobbing
jig in their
along.
step. Yeah.
But also during the night, in the darkest part of night, you hear mostly just a
Oh no.
Fish. Flying fish. Hiding into my leaf.
I'll like put my head outside my tent and go.
I think
yeah.
Hyacinth is gonna like,
This game is worth it for the miming.
Hyacinth is gonna like dig in the leaves like very quietly to just cover herself entirely.
Yeah, as you burrow down into the leaves, from somewhere in the distance, from roughly the sound that the whooshing was heading into, you hear, ooh, ooh. That was my very worst owl impression, but there you go. Sorry for that.
Oh no, we should have gotten
it's
that. We
the
should have
worst
done the
owl.
ants next. That was actually good. That was really good. Yeah.
Do you think it knows we're here?
As you're laying low, you can't quite be sure. Knowing how silent the night terror is, Caesar, you can't quite be sure if it's not still swooping around there. You were lucky to have heard it the first time.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to fall asleep again.
No. I ascend definitely not.
Wait, what if... Okay, no, I don't know if I can take off my
Stop squeaking.
little jacket. Yeah,
Yeah, that is basically everything you say is just eep, 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 eep,
If
eep.
a human was around, that's what they would hear. Yeah.
So we're wearing clothes, right?
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't we?
Or
We'd be
Disney
Dressed
mice.
up as
exactly.
you're adventurous mice of.
I want to put my jacket on the end of my wooden pole, and then I want to poke my pole out
Oh god.
to see if it's still there. But I want to get ready to let go of my pole. I'm gonna poke my pole out from underneath, like the leaves were hiding under. So it's just a jacket hanging on a stick.
Yeah, you don't hear anything for a second. You gonna keep it there?
I'm too scared to move.
You could have just planted a flag over yourself.
We're here. Come here.
I'm just gonna put it
Then-
down now and not drag it back into the tent because I don't want it moving towards me.
As you're putting it down, you suddenly hear whoosh, and then it's as if the world around you briefly explodes and you see something giant come past and lash out at your clothing on the stick and then disappear off into the darkness. The clothes on the end of it are shredded.
In the ant's nest now. Go.
I think we can fit in the ants.
Oh
Burrowed.
no.
Yeah, you could.
Actually, that would.
Well,
that would,
you
like,
could.
piss them off,
They
but-
might not be happy about it, but you could burrow
Yeah, no,
into
it's
it
fine.
if you want.
It's fine. No, we're fine. We'll stay in the tent. It's fine. They can make them.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sleeping. I'm getting no rest tonight.
It's fine.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
That was terrifying.
From somewhere not all too far away, less far than the last time, you hear a brief angry damn it, can't do it anymore. Anyway, angry hooting.
Who did he hoot? Oh god.
There we go.
Oh god. Okay. Well.
I don't think the owl is friendly.
Squeaking.
I go to sleep. There's no way I can go to sleep.
Can everyone give me a willpower check?
Oh god. It's the curse.
We'll
of
save.
willpower.
Oh my god.
Oh, we all.
Does anyone want to buy any of them a reroll?
It'd be
Is
very
there
much
anyone out there?
appreciated.
If not,
We're toast.
each of you, it's not that bad. Each of you gets the frightened condition.
Oh,
I think no,
Sounds
we
about
do
right.
get the frightened condition. That sounds like
that's fair.
yes.
Except, strangely enough, for Gary, who just doesn't care.
Oh wait,
It's
the
like,
owls
like-
not after beetles. Well, not right now.
Gary's too dumb to care.
Are there owls every night?
So, in this
What is the
case,
frightened condition?
in the
though?
system, conditions take up one of your slots in your inventory. So each condition you have takes up a slot, and frightened
You lucked
also
out. This
gives
is-
you it's a will save to approach the source of your fear, but you know,
Oh no, we don't get to go near
You're-
the owl.
you're
Oh.
unlikely to go near the owl.
Literally, we're
In
burdened by
Avery's
fear.
case, Avery is now encumbered because you're so burdened by your fear indeed that you just you feel the weight of every object you have on you, because you have more items plus a condition than your slots.
You still have the pole, though, or did you let it go?
Yeah, he still has the pole.
Yeah, because I think it just
Yeah.
shredded his waist.
The one thing that you do have is the frightened condition goes away after a short rest.
And we're long resting because we're sleeping the night, or
Well, I think in this case we'll call it a short rest because, it would be a full rest otherwise, I think.
okay.
But because you are probably too scared to entirely go to sleep for the entire night.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
It's like the biggest fright we've had in our life.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, maybe
Yeah.
Caesar's slept through some other stuff.
Caesar's lying there like, he's putting off the attitude, but in his brain he's like, this is fucking terrifying, man.
Yeah.
The biggest
So-
thing about to fight is like a centipede.
A long rest takes an entire watch, which was what you were doing now. You're sleeping the entire night and restores all hit protection plus d6 of an attribute score if your hit protection was already full. But instead, you're doing what is the equivalent of a short rest, which takes a turn. I'll say you get just enough sleep to not be exhausted in the morning, because I don't want to be too mean.
Yeah.
But you're all a bit bleary-eyed as the sun comes up. And
can we remove the frightened?
yeah, you can get rid of the frightened condition.
Yeah, since usually very glossy coat is a bit mousy.
I heard that owls turn to stone in daytime. Is that true, Caesar?
Oh, of course, yeah. What do you think all those like big stones are? That's all the owls around here. Yeah.
There is magic in Mausritter, so who
Oh,
knows?
is there? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Are you saying that the whole wall is made of owls?
Yeah. Yeah.
The creatures
Go on,
themselves
Bianca.
may not be entirely as you would imagine them to be in,
Okay, interesting.
because they all have their own goals and things they're trying to achieve.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And owls, for instance, though highly dangerous to mice, are also renowned for knowing great secrets of the past and being mighty sorcerers or magicians or wizards.
I love the idea. We go up to one and it shakes us down, but this time it goes, do you want pips? No, I want one of you. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll give you 5 pips.
We can give you 5 ants.
It's horrible. I'm not playing this game for horrible things.
We will, no horrible
No.
things. You're right.
We're not
Positive.
sacrificing our only friends.
No, ants aren't food. They're friends. Exactly. Okay. All right.
In the morning, you wake up to find the day starting off rather cloudy. It's sort of overcast, greyish, not necessarily raining at the moment or gonna rain immediately, but it might do throughout the day at some point.
I'm gonna pick one of the leaves and put it on my head.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we just like little rain covers.
Get it.
Okay. Well, we'll bid the ants adieu. Give them a bit of a goodbye.
Yeah.
Do they wave with
They-
their antennas?
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. They'll waggle their antennas back and
Yeah.
forth at you.
Oh, lovely. We gotta come back and meet the ants again. They're lovely. Okay. So
Maybe it's
And
because
you-
they don't understand us that they like us.
So
yeah, I really like that idea. That's a great idea. Oh yeah, they just want to know us better.
I don't know what they're saying, but they seem nice. So
Yeah,
they gave us
friendly.
food.
Yeah, exactly.
They can come back to Antillion any time.
Okay.
Let's head for the trees.
Yep. We'll have to go through one more square of the meadow, I think. Oh, friend.
Do we hear you what, mate?
You what? Oh no, not again.
You lot again? No, you
With
don't.
the ear gang. Oh god, no, it's another group of rats.
It's
You-
wasps. No.
Oh.
No, you notice something fluttering about nearby, but otherwise, this patch of meadow seems very peaceful.
Okay, we're not getting shaken down by a butterfly, so let's just.
Like since this is not a terrible patch of grass, as we're walking through it, can we like forage on the way as we did in the other
Yeah.
Yep.
friendly patch
Sure.
of grass?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
It was
same concept
willpower?
again. Then, yeah, just roll.
Yay.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I even got one as well. Okay, cool. It's up to you.
I'm too tired.
yeah.
And I'm sleepy from owl nightmares.
Yeah, you need to roll 3.
Let me see.
It looks like I got 3 rations for it.
Oh, I got 3 as well. Nice.
Well, we're on the upswing. Today is our day, boys. Yes.
Let me
Today
just.
we conquer the world.
Yeah, we're gonna get so many apples.
I'll add those to your gear quickly. It's obviously the most fun for people to watch me doing at home, but there you go.
It's important. We gotta get
It's
rations.
yeah. So you have each got 3 extra rations as you find. One of you finds a very small worm, but enough to split into 3. And one of you finds some more seeds and bits of flour and
I
things
feel like
that.
Caesar would be the one going for the worms.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he does that like that thing in movies where it's like the person who's the experienced like outdoorsman's like yes, and you're like, oh, why are you eating that? Oh, it's good
It's
eating.
nice, yeah. Yeah. As you gather up these seeds, the fluttering noise comes a bit closer. I only have one meadow map by the
It's
way,
okay.
so I'll just delete them lot.
I was like, not that you would, mate.
No, rats disguised as
They-
butterflies.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually in
mo-
charge of the gut rats.
Is that
It's
what
like the
moths are
boss,
like?
but like he's really dirty, so he has like tons of flies buzzing around him.
Okay, butterflies. I think butterflies would be alright.
Um,
Hopefully.
A bright yellow and green and orange butterfly flaps about around your heads and calls out, "Good morrow! May I perchance bother you for a slight snack?"
I have like flower bits. Like you like flowers, right?
Wait, Hyacinth, I have an idea, right? Because this. Good sir, You appear to be a very dapper gentleman. Would it be safe to presume that you are a very a butterfly of arts?
Perhaps
That didn't
you
work
know
before.
little of the butterflies of this area, but my name is Monarch.
Oh God! It's the
Perhaps you've heard of me?
Yes, well, we have a new queen.
Yes, that what I was going to say. Why don't, instead of getting meager food off of us, you come to the Fete celebrating our new queen and show off your resplendent wings?
I would gladly do thusly. However, I'm currently engaged in tracking down an item of, shall we say, more esoteric nature.
God, he's like a high wizard.
What are you looking for?
Well, would you perhaps be heading in the direction of the orchard?
Yes, we are. And also, we saw owls that turn into stones. Is that your gig?
The owl plagues me most often indeed. However, we have a fairly even rivalry going.
I don't believe him, but okay. Because I kind of got a glimpse of the owl. It was much
It's
scarier
like
than a butterfly.
Gandalf and Sauron just like firing wizard blasts at each other.
No, it's like Neville Longbottom and Sauron. That's how I see.
Oh my God. Okay. So if
I
think
see you
correctly-
perhaps underestimate the power of Monarch.
We're just a bit dumb.
Maybe. Yeah, I've never seen
I've
God,
never
don't
seen
such stuff.
something as flamboyant and gay as you.
I love it. Why?
I see. Perhaps then a demonstration is in order.
Oh my God, he's gonna like summon the meteors and then like roll it up his sleeves.
I mean, the owl was really scary, and you seem really nice.
Invisible. Oh my God. Okay.
The monarch butterfly disappears right in front of your eyes.
Whoa. Dude.
I think it killed itself. Good magic.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, it's really
gonna, like,
fast.
Rub my
It-
eyes with my paws.
Yeah.
As you're looking around for it, it bellows out a laugh from the exact position where it disappeared, as it hasn't moved at all. It says, "Perhaps now you understand the power of Monarch."
I love it.
Yeah, but
Pretty
I
good.
mean,
Yeah.
that's. You should show that to our queen. She'd be really impressed.
Yes.
But I think you're prettier when we can see you.
That is true. You have very beautiful wings.
Why, thank you, and it sort of evaporates back in. Well, comes back
Apparates,
together. Apparates, yeah. The opposite of evaporates. He
I have no idea.
evaporates.
It rehydrates.
Rinses back into a butterfly.
Takes a swig of water and the wings suddenly appear again. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna clap.
But
Yeah.
Monarch appears and he says, "Mayhap I will take up your offer to visit this queen of Barrelton. Perhaps you could do me a little favour then."
He's gonna
Ask
want
for
pips,
pips.
isn't he?
Give me 4 pips.
I
We've
could
only
write-
got 4 pips.
I could write a song about you, Mr. Monarch.
What I was thinking was perhaps more in the wheelhouse of such adventurous mice as yourselves.
You have
Oh.
Caesar's interest.
You
Yay.
like
I'm
adventure.
talking in the third person as well now.
I thought I liked adventure. It's been pretty harrowing so far.
It's cost us a lot of money.
It's cost a lot of
It's
pips. And,
mostly
yeah,
just been shakedowns and a terrifying owl.
I think that's part of the reason why the Vizier gave you so many pips. Like, well, they're definitely gonna, have to pay a toll at least, get shaken down a couple of times. Might be a magic butterfly out there, who knows? Probably should put some more pips in the back. The Monarch says, were you in fact heading to the orchard?
Yes, we want to get apples.
Ah. Well, there's much more to be found there than simply apples.
Pears.
Peaches?
Plums.
Young mice. If only
Forgetting
you
school.
knew the history of your people.
I also love this as a
Deep-
butterfly telling.
Yeah, it's like the most.
Sure.
Just hoping he doesn't ask how you lost your eye, Caesar, because I think it was to a caterpillar.
Probably.
Tell me the tale of deep within the grandest tree within the orchard, deep within the hollows, there lays a relic of mouse kind. Several, in fact, and one particular amongst it that a tablet that I would be interested in acquiring. Should you be able to come by this object for me, then I will gladly aid Barrelton in any way that is within my many powers.
That seems fair. I mean, that's a tablet that didn't exist just a second ago.
I will, however, inform you that the hollows within the tree are not without perils.
How much is it gonna cost us this time?
Do not worry. We are fearless mice.
So,
Didn't see us with the owl, so it's
ca-
fine.
yeah, can I take it upon your word that you will attempt to retrieve this object for me?
Oh, attempt, but we're not saying
Yeah.
how
attempt.
far we'll be able to afford to attempt.
Yes. Extra emphasis on attempt. Yes. Big emphasis.
Where should we find you if we get it?
I shall travel down to Barrelton then and await you there.
Could you take an apple with you?
Well, could you wait by the stream and help us cross?
Also, there's some rats we'd like you to beat up.
There's a
Monarch
list
just
of
goes around zapping everything.
Okay. Is there more than one tablet? Are we going to know which one's the right one?
There is but one tablet that was important to the long forgotten empire of mice. However, there are other relics of your kind within the hollows. Perhaps you may wish to retrieve those as well.
That'd be nice for a queen. Thank you, Mr. Monarch.
Yes, thank you.
You are verily welcome.
Take a bow.
And he sort of eats some of the flowers and then flutters off into the distance.
Occasionally fires a laser.
I've
Fear the
given it
power
one-
of Monarch!
Yeah, I've given it one ration.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. Right. Well, I think that leaves us. So, see if we get to the foot of those trees. Is that like, do we need to actually be in the tree tile, or is that kind of getting into the forest at that point?
I'll let you jump up to the trees themselves if you want now.
That's up to you.
Though,
Yeah.
looking at the time a bit, yeah, if you don't mind, I might, finish things off with you arriving at the orchard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, looking
then,
at the map at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's roughly where I thought we'd get to anyway, so that gives it.
Yeah.
So we
We're
faffed
8
about
pips
just
then.
enough, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Seriously, I've been loving this so much.
Yes.
The three of you and Gary arrive at the foot of these trees, like a mountain chain that stretches off into the distance. Each is an individual mountain that looms up to the sky above you. And they seem, they're fairly large, even for us, fairly oldish apple trees. There's a few rotting pieces of apple lying about that have already fallen and been half eaten by worms and things as you arrive.
Alcoholic at this point.
Yeah, you could potentially drink some of it and yay,
Get a bit of a
get your buzz on and then run into the hollows and just...
No, but that might be good for the party. Is what I'm
Yeah, that's
thinking.
very true.
Yeah, cider, there you go, homemade cider. I have some next to me actually. But that, yeah. The trees loom up in front of you, and at the center of this giant mountain chain, there's one tree that stands taller and wider than all the others.
That's
And at the very base of it, there's a dark cavern leading into its depths. And you can already see a few slight strands of what might well be a web hanging from the outside.
Get the pips ready, Cesar.
Yeah. I want 8 for each of my legs. Oh no.
Everywhere you go, there's just creatures holding pips in all their hands. I really like these mice.
The mice economy plummets because we spent all the money.
No.
What are finances like right now? No, I think we lost like 8 pips. out
Yeah,
of
no, we're totally
75.
fine. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
down to like 66, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's fine. Oh, it's
Well,
such a-
there you go. That's where we'll leave you, standing at the precipice of the hollow within the tree. Or you might just steal some apples and go. That's also a possibility. But
I think we're
We'll
honest mice. We will attempt.
Yeah, we will attempt.
well, you're also
Maybe the Monarch's
adventurous
got a wagon
mice,
he can
and
lend us.
I mean, this surely sounds like an adventure.
Hey.
Great lost shrine to an long fallen empire of mice. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did.
It's a lot of
It was fun.
Maybe
It was
it's
a
not
lot.
as sexy as like Alien or whatever, but man, it's so
Oh,
fun.
it's
Not
fantastic.
everything needs to involve shooting and xenomorphs.
Of course, yeah.
Like I mean, like I've been playing like heavier team games of late, so it's fun to just okay, let's have a laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's fun for me as well because a lot of the encounters and things are random, so I don't know what's going to happen either.
The Shrew company,
Yeah.
the gutter rats.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for the first part of a Mausritter 2-parter. Next week, our brave mice will venture into the hollows, probably, maybe. And hopefully not die. And get back in time for the party to sing songs and hand out apple cider. Is there anything else any of you would like to promote or add before we finish up? Anyone doing anything fun this week that
Well,
the
I mean, this week is
Garblagians need to know about?
Well, I mean, it's the finale of
Finale of
Vampire
Vampire.
for 9
Yeah.
Yeah.
this Friday. I know a lot of
Exactly.
like people in the chats have been hoarding for us because they're like,
They're gonna
Because
die.
it's necessary.
They're gonna die.
They're gonna die. They're gonna die the second time. What's on tomorrow for Thursday? It's
I
Alien tomorrow?
imagine it's probably Alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Simon.
Alien.
Yeah. With
Yep,
that's
it.
Millie.
Yep.
I think it might be the last or second to last. I know they've started the last mission, which is Octopus's Garden,
Mhm.
which is the last mission of the Frontier War.
Mhm.
And at night, do they have Blades in the Dark with
Yeah.
North
Yes,
America?
yes, they
Yeah.
do. Yeah, on the
Garblag
American
North
side.
America.
That takes
Yes.
us to Friday, which is the Vampire
Which is
finale.
Vampire.
Finale.
On
Yeah.
Monday, we're off to support creators on Twitch, people of color and trans and queer
Mhm.
creators who have been harassed of late. So there's a massive
Yeah.
blackout going on Twitch.
Yeah.
Which we're not doing anything on Monday.
Exactly.
And Tuesday is the second part of Dodeca with a cyberpunk flavor. And
Yeah.
then we're back again with our mice.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we'll be back for the finale / second part of
Yeah.
Mausritter. Okay then. Thank you to my wonderful players for making that such fun. And thank you to everyone out there watching and who's watching this later on YouTube. Come join us on Garblag Games sometime on Twitch or YouTube, on Discord. Just come hang out with us. Tell us what you want to see in general or see more of. That's about it. Thank you everyone and good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.